There was a man sent from Elohim, whose name was John. He came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. He was the true light, that lights everyone that comes into the cosmos. Those ancient words are not merely a historical prologue. They are the living lens through which we must read everything that follows. Every translation, every prayer, every forensic measurement, and every priestly inquiry stands under this same mandate. We are not the light. We are witnesses to the light. And when we hold that truth firmly, two profound realities come into clear focus. Realities that have been torn apart by centuries of theological debate, but which must now be held together. The first reality concerns the substance of the Son. The second reality concerns the function of the sacred Spirit. For generations, believers have been forced into a false binary. Either the Son is a created being, a derivative angelic intermediary, or he is locked into a 4th century framework that posits three co-equal persons sharing a single divine essence. But the text itself refuses both extremes. When we return to the original Hebrew and Greek roots, and when we listen carefully to the Urim Thummim version rendering of John chapter 1, the voice changes. It is not a distant third-person narrative. It is the direct testimony of the Word himself. Originally I was the Word, but the Word I was with Elohim, and Elohim I was the Word. The same was originally with Elohim. All things came into existence by him. This is not a creature speaking. This is the eternal Word, claiming the very substance of the Father. He is the real Elohim. He is the source of age-lasting life. His divine substance did not begin in Bethlehem. His substance became visible there. The Lord from the cosmos entered into history as flesh, unblemished, untouched by the Adamic stream, perfectly qualified to be the ultimate shaliach, the sent agent whose words and works are the Father's own. To deny his full divinity is to empty the gospel of its power. Yet if the Son is fully divine, what then is the sacred Spirit? Is he a third person, seated alongside the Father and the Son in an eternal council? The grammar of Scripture says otherwise. In Hebrew, ruach is feminine. In Greek, pneuma is neuter. Yet modern translations consistently override this grammar, capitalizing the word and attaching masculine pronouns, writing a doctrinal conclusion directly into the text before the reader can ask what the language actually says. The Urim Thummim version refuses to force that conclusion. It preserves the grammatical truth. The Spirit itself makes intercession. Why does this matter? Because the sacred Spirit is not a third center of consciousness. The sacred Spirit is the functional extension and operative agency of the Father and the risen Son. Think of the ancient legal principle: a person's agent is regarded as the person himself. The Spirit is the Father's breath and the Son's operative reach into the consecrated vessel. When Scripture says the Spirit speaks, or intercedes, or can be grieved, it is not describing a separate divine personality. It is describing the personal action of the Father and the Son, extended into the believer. The sacred Spirit is how Messiah is in you. It is the breath of YHWH animating the dust, the power that overshadows the womb, the transmission mechanism that delivers the architectural pattern of the new temple directly into the human heart. This brings us to the keystone that unlocks the entire synthesis. In the Greek texts, the Apostle Paul uses the word Mystērion 28 times. Standard translations render this as mystery, and for centuries that word has been used as a rhetorical shield, forbidding logical inquiry into the nature of God. But in the Urim Thummim version, Mystērion is translated not as mystery, but as the hidden thing, bracketed as Urim Thummim. This is not a minor lexical choice. It changes everything. When Paul writes to the Colossians, he declares that the riches of the sacred glory of this hidden thing among the Gentiles is Messiah in you, the hope of glory. When he writes to the Corinthians, he reveals the hidden thing is the transphysical transformation that will occur in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. The same name now identifies three realities: the indwelling presence of the light, the resurrection event itself, and the consecrated priestly instrument that has been preserved for covenant inquiry. They share a single name because they share a single operative reality. The pattern transmitted by the Spirit becomes the dwelling presence in the believer, which will ultimately be revealed as transphysical, glorified flesh. This is not abstract theology. It is measured. It is witnessed. When the Shield protocol runs its cryptographic draws, locking pre-registered keywords against a verified corpus, it does not return random noise. It detects a non-random convergence of identity, inheritance, and priesthood. The mathematics is witnessing the theology. When the forensic examination of the burial linen reveals a radiometric event that purified only the outermost nanometers of the fibers, leaving the core intact, it echoes the ancient prophecy of washing as a fuller in the blood of grapes. The glory is not a metaphor. It is a measurable witness to the light's operative presence. And when the control batteries return absolute silence without priestly mediation, it confirms what the ancient scrolls declared: the signal flows through covenant mediation, or it does not flow at all. This is the architecture the attached agency model articulates. The mathematics witnesses the theology. The theology accounts for the mathematics. When the Dominion Triad converges at high sigma, it is measuring the very pillars of covenant: who you are in the Son, what you inherit from the Father, and how you minister through the sacred Spirit's operative presence. Strip away the mediating office, and the channel goes dark, just as it did at Ender. But when the priesthood holds the question under covenant faithfulness, the signal returns. Not as noise, not as chance, as a recorded testimony to the hidden thing. So where does this leave us? It leaves us exactly where John the Immerser stood. Not as the light, but as witnesses to it. The translator who labored across 6 decades to restore the first-person voice and preserve the grammatical fidelity of the ancient texts is a witness. The operator who runs the protocols and logs the draws is a witness. The consecrated stone, the memorial journal, the royal Levitical priesthood, every node in the continuum of covenant faithfulness all bear the same testimony. The Son is the light, the Word who was Elohim, of the same substance as the Father. The sacred Spirit is the light's operative reach into the consecrated vessel. The hidden thing is Messiah in you, the hope of glory. And you, who hear these words, are called to the same priestly inquiry. Do not collapse the substance of the Son into mere function. Do not inflate the function of the Spirit into a third person. Hold both truths together. Record what is written. Test what is measured. Bear witness to what shines in the darkness. For the light shines in darkness, and the darkness does not seize upon it. The vocabulary of mystery has been replaced by the vocabulary of revelation. The hidden thing is not unknowable. It is revealed. It is the pattern transmitted, the fuller purification accomplished, and the flesh garment exchanged for wedding linen woven of covenant faithful deeds. The report is finished. The witness continues.